It's a feeling that I get that they are just a team that's really good in September and October. And over the course of the season, when things start to happen, you talk about injuries, which, we never wish that upon anybody. But you talk about teams game planning and getting more film and saying, oh, okay, this is how they're running things with their offense, with the type of personnel that they have this year. Things change year in and year out. I'm not sold on the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. I've seen this song and dance plenty of times. You have a team that they're really good in September and October, and then they start to fade out. The Micah Parsons thing, look, I've seen Micah Parsons for the last 4 years. He starts off great. People look at him and say, wow, how in the world is anybody going to stop this man? And then towards the end of the season, when the wear and tear starts to come into effect, Micah Parsons slows down. It's happened every year. So I'm not speculating on something that's going to, no, it's happened every year with this guy. And when I look at the Green Bay Packers, I'm just not sold on Jordan Love at all. He's too inconsistent of a quarterback. Even in yesterday's game, like when Jordan Love has a clean pocket, he's going to shred you. When he faces pressure, he's not good. Like they had stats on the broadcast where they were talking about his, stats, his performance against, a clean pocket and a performance against when he's getting pressured. And when he's getting pressured, it drops significantly. Now, yes, your production and your performance is going to drop when you're getting pressured as a quarterback. It just is what it is. But for it to drop as much as it did, it's going to be interesting to see. Because when Jordan Love faces pressure, that's when he starts to throw off his back foot. That's when he starts to throw passes that you look at and say, wow, you want to throw an interception there? Now, look, the Packers, I got to admit, first 2 weeks of the season, it is impressive what they've done. But I'm just not 100% sold on this team. I'm not. And I think that when you look at this game yesterday, it was a lot more what the Commanders don't have and what they didn't do compared to what the Green Bay Packers have and what they did do. The Washington Commanders, their wide receiver room is bad. Outside of Terry McLaurin, it's bad. Even like Terry McLaurin is your wide receiver one, that makes your room like below average. But when I look at the Green Bay Packers secondary, I'm not going to walk away from this saying like, wow, look at it. Look at what that secondary did. I'm walking away from this saying, holy cow, the Commanders receivers are awful. And I think that when you look at this defense, Micah Parsons is obviously a difference maker. I never said when they traded Micah Parsons that Micah Parsons was a bad defensive player. I never said that. If you go back and watch the video, you hear that I speak very highly of Micah Parsons. If they don't win a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons, then they overpaid. Like, what are we talking about here? See, I'm not ESPN. I don't give participation trophies. If you didn't get it done, you didn't get it done. Like, if you traded for somebody and you don't get the job done, like somebody like Micah Parsons, where you're paying him as much as he did, or as you did, and you traded the type of picks that you traded to go get him, you got to get a Super Bowl with that guy. What are we talking about here? Like, oh, great, you got a round further. Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes are going to clap it up for you. They're going to say all these nice things about you. It's about winning a Super Bowl. You make a move like that, I can tell you this, the people in that organization, if they don't get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, even though they made this trade, do you think they're going to be happy about that? Organizations aren't happy about making it to the NFC Championship game. The fans are happy about making it to the NFC Championship game. Organizations aren't happy with just making it to the Super Bowl. Fans are happy with just making it to the Super Bowl. They want to win a Super Bowl. And if the Packers don't win a Super Bowl, then it's all for nothing. But again, when I look at this team, I'm sorry. It's a feeling that I get that they are just a team that's really good in September and October. And over the course of the season, when things start to happen, you talk about injuries, which, we never wish that upon anybody. But you talk about teams game planning and getting more film and saying, oh, okay, this is how they're running things with their offense, with the type of personnel that they have this year. Things change year in and year out. Like even with established football teams, you're going to make schematic changes. Now, what I will say is it is impressive that the Packers did beat two teams that made the playoffs last year. But I think we're at the point of the season where it's just like, what are those teams? And let's look at both of those teams' rosters and say, are those teams really as good? Like, I'm not saying that, like, I think that the Commanders aren't a good football team, but I do think the Lions, like, they have a chance to be a good football team. So what they did, it is impressive. And for right now, I would say that, you know, they're the team that you look at in the NFC and you say, wow, they could really make some things happen. But I said this last year about them at the beginning of the season, and I was burnt last year by them. So that's where I kind of look at this whole thing and I say, man, I'm gonna wait on this one. Because again, Jordan Love and his consistency. Yesterday, he played well, but I gotta believe it to see it. He's been an inconsistent quarterback his whole career. And until he proves that he's not an inconsistent quarterback, then I'll start looking at this team and saying, wow, that's a legitimate Super Bowl team. Because you have to understand, right? When you have a quarterback as inconsistent as Jordan Love, you have to play 4 games to get to a Super Bowl. If you have a bye, it's 3 games. You're playing against the best teams, the best coordinators, the best talent. Are you able to perform at the level that we saw Jordan Love perform at yesterday for 3 or 4 straight games? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can sit here and say that. But when I'm going over this game, right? I mean, Green Bay did whatever they wanted. They really did whatever they wanted. I mean, Jordan Love over the air, 292 yards, 9.4 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. And I think he left production on the table.